consider moving forward, even potentially just ban it away.
I'm a little bit curious about the Lance here too. Certainly, I think in the early game it's something that can pressure Scarf, running into lane, getting the impale. But as we transition further on, I don't think it's going to do so much. It's not going to easily be able to get past Finn, for example. So is the answer for Kinetic here, if they want to be successful, to make the plays happen early?
I definitely think putting some pressure on is good. You don't want Scarf to get to 20 minutes uninhibited, because at that point, his win ratio is generally I think it's like 97% plus. Like, he just barely ever loses post 20 minutes. Blackfeather would have potentially, you just need someone that can get to him, stick to him. Kinetic does not have it.
All right, so final predictions heading into the game.
I think Cloud9's going to take this one as well.
I think Cloud9 should take it. All right, let's head on to the fold and find out who is going to win between Cloud9 and Kinetic in Game 2 of the semifinals with Forecourt Jester and Casey Bacon.
Well, we've certainly seen quite a bit of heartache on Scarf, and sure, let's just do more of that here, Bacon. If it's winning, it's good enough, and this is actually Pawn not playing the Kestrel. That was a little bit of a swapperoo right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, they decide to switch it up. I was literally stuck between swap and switch, and it just kind of, they both came out in my head. But they, he said if it ain't broke, don't fix it, so keep Heartache on Scarf, but if it is broke, find a way to fix it. So they swapped Mixi onto the Kestrel here. We'll see if that's enough to pull out a victory for Kinetic.
So very likely we're going to see Mixi into that weapon. Pawn has already built up the double crystal bit, but even with that weapon blade, is that enough for a kill on top of it? I Love Joseph. Coldenbeek is trying it, and he will grab it. Cole's not exactly in fighting shape up against Gabe, however, so he's going to have to try to make a little bit more of an exit. Here comes Mixi just to dissuade, but if Gabe can still steal this back from Kinetic, then it's going to be worse here for Cloud9.
Cole and Gabe finding the kills, showing who the real carries are. As they get themselves one apiece for the Roamers. But for now, just going to result in a relatively even start, slight gold lead for Kinetic because of that Treant getting stolen away.
And still not the end of the world, but it's good plays though, good plays. Kinetic are going to be alright with that little bit of steal with the 1-1. Joseph, it's not a weapon. I mean, surprise, surprise, it's not Von C, so he's not the weapon, Samuel. But this also means it's double crystal for Cloud9.
Yeah, double crystal, at least for now, assuming that it stays this way. I think that it will, but Pawn, a big Surrey strike, finding a kill. Gabe is going to go down as well to Mixi, and just like that, Kinetic find a couple more kills, but no jungle really to steal away until his Treant respawned.
So, what's up, Hardik? Open that lane. Two of your teammates down, all three Kinetic will bring in the force, and Hardik just up there farming away. He's up to 20 last hits. Mixi is actually just going to be picking up some of this jungle farm to really, tilt the scales back into his favor. So the numbers will be more or less the same, but the gold, simply because of that pressure, that invade, that's all up in Kinetic's business right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and they are going to be looking for just farming right now for the side of Cloud9. Obviously, Scarf, very late game oriented. The Samuel really depends on getting 2 items in the inventory at least for damage, so it's going to take a while for this composition from Cloud9 to turn online, but they have always been very late game oriented team. Hardak getting caught.
Yeah, but Mixi just one step too far behind. Wasn't actually in range to land some of those glimmers. Could have been a very dead Hardak right there, but the glimmer will connect on Pawn. Coldenbeek's shoulder's not broad enough to actually block that one out. So Cloud9 actually going to get the better of the trades after that engage. Now Joseph is actually starting to throw some shots out here to Cole, but that's going to be the route. Mixi is here as well, but they get stopped up a bit by that quibble. Now Gabe, he's having a good time. You heard him go woohoo, but unfortunately his partying days are done. And Hardik is still up in lane, just trying to push and farm and, well, do something, I hope, because he is getting ambushed.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to go anywhere, so he says, you know what, I'll just get as much damage onto the turret as I can before I go down. And there we go. Every single member of Cloud9 has fallen at least once. But, again, it's not really that big of a deal. 800 gold is separating teams right now, jumping up to about 1,000 based on, just farm being picked up at the time. It's always difficult to call the gold leads, but it's in the hundreds because hundreds of gold get kind of swung back and forth pretty constantly. However, Kinetic definitely looking much better here in game number 2. I think a lot of it is actually just this duo of Sky and Kestrel, very strong in the early game.
Pawn and Gabe the original? Gabe Bizzle are just actually trading blows, but they're going to be okay for now.
Long days. Long weekend.
Oh, we still got third finals to go, Vegan, so let's get back to it. Hardik is still in this lane. He is camping the lane. He really wants to push it forward. He is looking for that broken mid. It's going to be there sooner or later, but Meek, if they are going to go forward on this one, and a great Githian says they will, they also have a fountain to burn if they want to chase the dragon down. Hey, Bizzle, he has the money, but he doesn't have the opportunity yet to go buy it.
And definitely not going to be able to grab the kills that they're looking for, but Meek and Mixie putting pressure onto the lane. The minion candies coming out, getting in the Halloween spirit, trick-or-treating. Got themselves some candy to move down the lanes with, but they're going to get cleaned up pretty quickly. It does just buy a little bit of time for Cloud9.
Ooh, Pawn the Originals finished up his first tier 3, and it's a Frostburn. Overall, I mean, all the joking aside about the Frostburn, I think it's actually not really that bad an item here, because Hardik has no gap closers, and I Love Joseph. If they can just slow him up a little bit, Meek and that Impale, that's a great combo.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing: no one has ever said that the Frostburn is not a good item. It's just not a good item first. That's the difference here. First item, it's not that great. I still don't even really like tier. Just because getting that damage out, another minion candy being used, but getting that damage out, I feel, is just so much more important. And you're already dealing with a Finn who's going to be blocking most of the damage from the Sky to begin with. So, like, you're going to slow down a Finn. That's accomplishing a whole lot.
You can technically slow him down.
Yeah, but like I said, it doesn't really accomplish much for you because he's already going to be moving so slow. And as long as he just stays in front of his teammates, then it doesn't really matter if you have the Frostburn because the damage is what you really need. Either way, it does work out sometimes. I just feel like I'm definitely in AJ's side here where I feel like it's just more efficient to go for a damage item, a more damaging item first.
Well, we're going to have a split party of casters and analysts on this one, but Mixie, during all of that, did pick up that Sora Blade. So upon he's going to be looking into, I want to say a Broken Myth next, but he went into an Hourglass, so I'm not too sure if Pawn has a different idea about where he wants to go. And Cole is looking for the Crucible as quick as he can.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to get that blocking ability in, obviously with a Forced Accord and Oblivion, both abilities that can be crucibled quite effectively. But the damage going to come out over the wall. Not a whole lot there, but it is going to force Cloud9 back. But the jungle has already been. Now the fronts are going to be respawning. I think the third time this game that I've said that they're not going to be able to find anything because the jungle's gone, and then it immediately pops up.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Got to keep that in your head. Every game of the genre requires good timing. If you know exactly when something's about to happen, you can predict it, set up, and, well, they get those fronts multiple times. Good on them there from Kinetic. They are still holding that lead.
It's led them to a 3,000 gold lead. You keep it up, and a gold lead, if you are consistently stealing camps away from your opponents, the gold can only go further in your favor.
Now, Mixie does have that Sora Blade, but goes into the steal, has the attack speed, so I want to say it's going to be a breaking point, but could we see a double Sora?
We could, but I doubt it. The go-to build for Kestrel, the past patch or two, that's actually a Forced Accord going to come upon the original, maybe buying enough time for Hardik and I Love Joseph to get out of here, but they're still going to be in trouble.
Yeah, there's not even a death from above actually going to go down. Didn't get the target lock there from Pawn. That pull, I was curious to see if Cloud9 might have actually accidentally killed their own teammates right there with that pull, but Gabe, he's down low. We already sent Hardik back there to the Sanctuary. He's coming back looking for that Eva Harvest. Well, he's going to be looking for a little bit longer because Joseph is not going to be holding steady here on the defense. He will drop, and the double crystals so far kind of fallen flat.
Yeah, not really able to find the damage they're looking for, but again, the late game scaling is what they're needing. However, Hardik can be in a ton of damage underneath this turret and is going to go down. Turret is destroyed as well, And Frostburn is not what secured that kill there.
Totally was. It just slowed them all up until Cole could get the impale. It worked out great.
Cole would have been able to hit the impale even if he wasn't slow. There was so much space left at the end of the impale, it would have hit regardless.
Just saying, it's a good item.
It's a great item, it's just not as efficient.
It will be the broken myth there for Pawn, so he's just going to hold on to that hourglass at least for now. Mixi does actually go into the breaking point, so I guess Wansi will just keep his strategies to himself for now. And, you know, with the fact that we actually still have those double crystals, Mixi has 0 shield, Pawn has 0 shield, that leaves it all to Cole with just a fountain. They are just not worried at all.
Well, I mean, they don't really have much to be worried about at the moment, because it's only a single item for both of those crystal carries with the broken myths. Once the second item started coming out, Gabe Visual was not expecting the team to be jumping through at that point. That was very, very close to a kill there, but he's still going to pull Cole in.
Yeah, but Cole is really healthy right now, and Vaughn and Mixer, they're actually not. We had the Oblivion go out there, death from above, and that's it for Joseph. He's not going to escape that death. And, well, Gabe, he had already headed home. So, again, 2-man on the defense. We've thrown out Spitfires here, and Hardik is actually serving very well as a artillery. But even with that quibble, they're only going to get one. Here comes the breath, and they're just not going to catch up to anyone.
And not having enough movement speed on Hardik to catch up to Pond. There's going to be Gabe Visual going down very low again. I was actually rather surprised when he pulled in Cole that Cole didn't just turn around for a single basic attack to try and take down the Finn before running, but he went out immediately, gonna get the stun. Hardik is still trying to chase him. I love Joseph here as well. Cole is going to fall. Finally some kills coming through for Cloud9, but they lost out on their tier 2 turret in the process. However, looking at the items, Hardik did get the Eve. I love Joseph still very far behind as far as items are concerned. As you can look across the fold to his jungle opponent, Han has those 2 items completed. I love Joseph still waiting for that. I think he's about 800 gold or so to finish off the Eve of Harvest.
So Joseph at 58 farms to 74 there of Pawn. Of course, 1 kill apiece, but those turrets and the gold mine there as well. It all adds up very nicely. Kinetic now up 9 and 4, 5,000 gold. Mixi is an absolute beast. He is 12.5 minutes and looking for the third. Has third item. Those crits are going to be changing some of the course of these fights pretty heavily.
Now, this is that standard Kestrel build that we've been seeing that I was alluding to earlier. 121 CS for Mixi at 12 minutes and 43 seconds to the 96 of Hardik. Definitely winning out the lane with this Kestrel.
Cloud9 on the back foot. They are down to the choke point turret. Not really getting much out of their jungle these days, although the back did just spawn out, and Joseph will happily just lap those up. Kinetic at the same time, another gold mine, another jungle clear, and we have now 3 items here for our support. So Cole doing real well. We only still have that 1 tier 3 for Gabe Visual. He has some armor, he has some kinetic, he has that reflex block on top of it, but tier 1 boots and just a fountain. There's a big difference when it comes to the roams.
Absolutely. I mean, well, with a 6,000 gold lead, there's going to be a big difference kind of across the board. But with this tier 2 turret down, Cloud9 have to play very defensive. They have to be ready for an engagement to come from their own side of the jungle. And they are going to be doing just that as they clear out that minion wave. They have to give up the positioning on their side of the map. But for now, it's not going to hurt them too much.
Minions just exploding in the gold. It sounds great, but you gotta wonder why they do it. And that was just a huge fountain of it right there,
just
Bacon.
Animated pinatas.
Animated pinatas. What is life? Are we the Matrix? Are kids these days too young to know what the Matrix is? Deciding on
I'll
that
let you deal. I'm not sure what pinatas have to do with the Matrix, but...
It's animated.
Well, yeah, it's a video game.
Okay, let's go super meta on it, Bacon, and leave it at that. 13 kills in almost 15 minutes. I mean, the kill pace has been pretty good. It's been spread out a little bit, but 14.5 minutes in, this gold mine actually still might go down. Why not? It's just 20 seconds 3 gold. You're gonna see the Krakens coming out here soon, light of day, and a little bit more in terms of the shopping has been finished out. Kinetic looking in super strong form, and Cloud9 not willing to leave home.
Yeah, they really just have to play defensively for now as they try and get enough damage to perhaps win a fight or deal with this Kraken push when it comes out, as they are definitely just hanging out in their base. Now they're going to brave the elements and step out, throwing out some flares at risk of face checking, but now they're going to see where Kinetic is, and they can get themselves into position as they know Kraken is not being worked on.
Alright, so Bacon, we're going to be setting this one up. Kraken is there. How do I sound here, sir?
It'll sound fine to me.
Okay, well, might just be something else then. So 9 and 4, 15 minutes in, we do get that third item for Pawn. Might be sitting on 2 items apiece there. Well, 3 for Hardik, I guess. Just Joseph trailing. He's looking for a reflex. I think that's a capital idea at 15 minutes.
Yeah, definitely a good idea to have a reflex block in your inventory, but they are going to be now looking for a potential fight here as they move on into the area for Kraken. Are they going to go for the start? That's what the engage is happening.
Yeah, Cole's going to be moving forward, looking for the death from above. Hardik is something of a target. Joseph actually throws the Drifting Dart the wrong way, and that's hardly kind of goes the other one. So Hardik is going to be dead in the water. Gabe Bizzle is going to be there fairly shortly, but the only one to live will be Joseph, and this should be a Kraken for Kinetic.
It's going to be the Kraken, but not the ace, thankfully, for the side of Cloud9, but with just I Love Joseph here, his teammates will respawn in time to defend this Kraken push because there is not ace. They're not going to get those buffed up minions coming down the lane, and as far as their chances of defending, they'll have at least another shot, but like I said, Drifting Dark definitely could have been better for I Love Joseph. May have been a mistap on that because typically you do not see that kind of play coming out of it.
Yeah, he threw it right and went left. So if he threw it left and then went right, I mean, it's equally as bad, but you just kind of got to go with it. I mean, that's my understanding. That's what I typically have been told and typically do, but it will leave him actually alive through that one. Gabe Bizzle, he's trying his best. He is trying to keep Hardik safe, and 3 items just by himself is not enough to curb the damage out of Kinetic.
Kinetic are just shoving in onto that turret. They get one, and they get I Love Joseph very low. Gonna try and get to the sanctuary to heal up, but the pressure from Pawn finally Gabe cuts off that stream of bullets, but Kraken is just making short work of these turrets.
Oh man, so glad we got that Frostburn right there. Joseph is just a sitting duck. He's gonna be dead on the floor. Mikshi is down low, but he still gets the turret down, and with Hardik just trying his best with the defense, it's not gonna matter. The Kraken by itself can win the game, and we are going to a game 3 here on NA Bacon.
I don't know why you're trying to defend a Frostburn at 18 minutes into the game. This is when you should have a Frostburn. Again, there's nothing wrong with the item. It's just having it first. As AJ agreed, despite the fact that they got the victory, it's still, the double crystal build just didn't work out.
No, not at all. We didn't even really